Because none of this really matters.
Really matters. That's hood
Because none of this.
Hood traumatic stress disorder.
Hood traumatic.
Amanda,
Yeah.
where are we at with it?
Episode 73. 74.
Which one is it?
74, I think.
It's definitely 74.
Yeah.
74.
Getting up there.
We're not in the mood today, huh? We
No.
weren't in the mood last week either. But guess how that turned out. Tell them about the TikTok. Plug it.
What
Tell me
TikTok?
about the gun line, boss.
Oh, yeah. We're on TikTok now. Have you seen the clip on Instagram?
Yeah.
Plug that TikTok. It'll be right here. I just gave Rob a job to do.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
It'll
so
be right on Menda's face.
expect more.
Covering her face.
We got, I think, over like 600 plays the first
Where are we at with it
24
now?
hours. I don't know.
Going viral. Movie.
And we weren't even talking about movies, which was hilarious.
Yeah, it was funny. We were talking about it was the Nickelodeon. What's it called? The Hidden Temple Run.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which I still think about that all the time.
I'm pretty popping on TikTok.
535.
535 views. Hey, everybody, smash that like button. But seriously, go follow.
No, but seriously, not for real.
Like,
but
go
seriously.
follow the TikTok because that's where you get famous, right, Menda?
Yep. And YouTube, like, follow, subscribe,
Subscribe to the YouTube for sure.
share, comment,
Yeah, send the link to your fucking friends.
or your grandma,
Yeah.
just 'cause. She ain't gonna watch it.
We just need those clicks, baby.
Yeah.
I'll cut to the TikTok if I can screen record it. Maybe
All
let
right.
me download it. TikTok is pretty good about that.
Yeah.
TikTok is lit. You can upload
You
your
could just-
music to TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
So like all of my music is on TikTok, so I can put my own shit in. The
Yeah,
background.
and people can use it as an original sound.
TikTok, the Chinese know what they're doing. They're tearing
You
this
gotta
down
give
from
it to
the
'em.
inside out. Straight from the inside out. They're tearing
Yeah,
this
from
down.
Middle America, they're like,
Huh.
we got these, we got them.
It's not even and there's like every age on TikTok. There should be like YMH lets you know that.
Yeah, everybody's on TikTok.
Everybody.
And they shouldn't be.
No, I'm like, this is not. They're like looking for singles.
They just, like it's a dating app.
Kings and queens
they
over
throwing
18.
It out there. They like
Looking
I
for
want
somebody
this
to
shit.
dom. Yeah, that shit's wild.
Piss on me, beat me.
Whoa.
So what's up, Menda? What do we got going on today?
So today we are all invested in the
Slice
Sylvester
Stallone. Vest.
Stallone.
That bulletproof vest.
Mm-hmm. Which is his chest.
Hey.
bars.
The best is the best is the best is the best is the best.
Stupid rap.
Spit on you.
Spit on this bitch.
Excuse me,
So what did you watch, Menda, throughout the week in preparation for the new Amazon Prime original? I'm just kidding.
What movie? Name all 6 movies you have watched because you fell asleep.
Cliffhanger.
You know it.
Wait. That was number 1.
I knew it.
Fell asleep.
I knew it.
You know what's funny? They were like, this was like when
You called it,
they were like, oh, they were going up the mountain and they have the fucking money and blah blah blah, and then they started shooting at him. He starts running away.
That's all you got from it.
And then the other, I don't know, some
This
other
is
guy came.
Menda's synopsis of Cliffhanger.
Yeah,
guys.
some other guy came, and they had a helicopter and was like shooting at him. They thought they were dead. That was that. No, it was a different one.
I think you're talking about a completely different movie.
Yeah, that's a different movie. Never mind.
I know exactly what movie you're talking about.
That one was a good one. I watched that one
Which
all the
one
way
was that
through.
one? If you can name it.
Escape Plan.
Escape Plan.
Different decade, Menda. Different century.
Legit a different century.
Crazy.
I just merged those two movies together.
She went from like a 1993 movie
So,
to 2000.
That was the last part, though.
17.
The cliffhanger when Sylvester Stallone, they had him at gunpoint and was like, "You go get that shit."
Mm-hmm.
That was it.
Right before the avalanche.
Yeah.
Dang, Minda.
I know. I saw the avalanche,
And then you fell asleep.
and then I was like, "Look, it's long."
It's not even that long of a movie.
It's not.
It's like 2 hours.
At 10:00 at night, it's long.
All right. It's supposed. All right.
For Amanda, yeah.
But the other one, Prison
Escape
Break,
Plan?
yeah, Escape Plan.
This nigga
That-
said Prison Break.
That was a good movie.
Mm-hmm. With Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah,
Yeah.
his best friend.
That one I barely remember seeing. I
That
feel
was
like
a
we
good
rented
one.
that on Redbox or something.
It also had what's his name? The guy who played Jesus.
You
Willem-
always say that. I
Willem
don't know
Dafoe.
his name.
No, and Passion of the Christ.
Is that I've never seen it, so I don't know. He was also he always plays a military guy of some sort, like a very stoic character.
Mm-hmm. Let me see. I don't know, but he was a good bad guy.
But that was 2013. I thought it was way later. Because Arnold Schwarzenegger was old in that movie.
Yeah. Arnold Schwarzenegger, he's making movies still for. He's making like bad movies.
Vincent D'Onofrio was in it. 50 Cent was in it. I forgot about
Oh
that.
yeah.
50. I've been listening
50
to G
Cent.
Unit all week.
It was like
That's
a
weird.
super
Such a
techie
random
nerd.
thing to say. I'm listening to G. Not 50 Cent. I'm
Right,
listening to
G
G
Unit.
Unit
Yeah.
all week.
That
Jim Caviezel.
Yeah.
Caviezel.
Caviezel.
Jim Caviezel.
Jim Caviezel. JC. Jesus Christ.
Dang.
Walking on water.
Somebody said we gotta get my man in there. He was in the Thin Red Line. He was in Final
Thin
Cut.
Red Line is fire.
Frequency. I remember that movie.
Frequency, that's the movie that I remember him from.
I don't know any of those. If I'm being honest, except for Thin Red Line, of
Let's
course.
see. What else would you know?
Not a fan of Dennis Quaid, if I'm being honest.
There's
Yeah.
a second escape
no.
plan. When did that
There's an
happen?
Escape Plan 2. I never seen that shit.
How is it gonna be Escape Plan 2? He escaped.
No, there's a third one.
There's a third one.
A third
Does
one.
it even have them in it?
He was in G.I. Jane.
Or is it out yet?
That was 2019. Yeah, it's out.
The third one?
Mm-hmm. It's with Batista and 50 Cent.
What is Batista making these bad movies for? Isn't two Guardians of the Galaxy movies?
There's another Passion of the Christ coming too.
How?
Jesus came back, dog.
Yeah,
You don't know what you talking about. Oh,
It's
the
the
second part to the
resurrection,
story,
remember?
man. What you talking about? The second part.
yeah, Menda.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
but they wrote. They don't even know they wrote the easiest story to write in the world. They're like, we're gonna make billions off this movie for thousands of years.
Yeah. And he'll be alive still.
Jesus.
Jesus?
No, Jim Caviezel. Because he's Jesus.
Walk on top of water.
He's gonna turn into the pitcher.
Yes.
I got mosquito bites all over me.
Mosquito bite.
We went to mini golf. We went to mini golf. This shit was straight out of Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Menda
Legit.
was telling me it's like mad creepy.
If
Like-
she calls it creepy, I call it vintage. It smells like journal cakes.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's low key a good smell.
The
thank
paint is
you.
there
That's
was
low key a
still
good smell.
the
Thank you.
original lead paint on there that has been chipping away
Oh, for
the last
sure.
4 decades.
The tables still have like the picnic covers on them. You
Yeah.
know, back then when that was like okay to use and it wasn't tacky as a table cover, they have that on there. The grass definitely hasn't been cut in like 3 years.
No.
The greatest place I've been to in Arizona.
All the moats are drained.
Yes. It's like, I told the man, I was like, this shit's like Adventureland. Like, not Adventureland.
That's weird.
What's that fucking movie?
Zombieland?
No, with Johnny Knoxville.
The
Where he has the
Ringer?
amusement park.
It is
Action Point.
It is exactly
That's
like
the
that.
name of it.
It's
I've never seen
exactly
Action
like
Point.
that.
Me and Amanda just watched it like maybe 2-3 months ago.
Yeah, it's exactly
it gave
like
me
that.
super Action Point vibes, and I said, "This is the greatest
Yeah.
place ever."
Oh, music
None of the lights
was
worked.
no. They had plug-in lights.
Roman got attacked by red ants, by fire ants. This place is awesome.
There's just anthills.
Yeah. This is so.
Oh, this is a real
There's
place.
every single sport in one spot. Golf.
I did
soccer,
hear there was
baseball.
batting cages.
Yes, they
I'm
was
about
over
to
there
pull
batting.
up.
That shit is fun.
I'm about to pull up.
It
You
was
go
fun.
early when it's not super hot.
Yeah.
I bet you that shit is $5 ices, $4 seltzers. You can
Oh,
go down there and get fucked
Mm-hmm.
up.
I'm in there.
I think it's like $3 nachos.
That's not okay.
When you see this place, it'll be okay.
Mm-hmm.
You expect it from this
$3.
place. Nothing in that place should cost more than $7. Ever.
$3 for nachos. That's ridiculous. Anyways,
It's cheaper than the movies if they have the nachos.
that's true. They be crossing shit out of the menu.
Yeah,
I'm
that shit
like,
just gone now.
They be turning the whole menu off. Like we don't have
We don't
none of
have
that
shit.
shit.
You can eat popcorn.
try to go to a midnight premiere. They got nothing.
They're not turning the oven back on for you.
Especially when you go to like a 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock showing, they'll be like, "Fuck no."
Yeah,
Nah,
fuck
we
you.
shut down. The fuck?
Fuck your stuff.
About to clock out and leave y'all in here. Which
Definitely
you know
let
they
me in
do.
there.
They'll be like, "All right, let me get that Top Gun poster."
Right. Let me take a nap real quick.
I was gonna say something. Oh, let's first, before we get into Sylvester Stallone, talk about She-Hulk.
She-Hulk.
Episode 2.
Episode 2. Great.
Which sucks because these episodes come out, our episodes come out on Thursdays, and so does the new She-Hulk. So we're like constantly gonna be a week behind on the She-Hulk episodes.
That's fine. Because most people will take forever to watch it.
I don't think a lot of people are watching the shows.
Yeah,
Not like us. We're true fans.
I'm watching it. I was thinking about today. It's like the She-Hulk, like a lot of the Marvel shit, like isn't that good, but I'm purely watching it for the story. But it gets exhausting because it's like every single movie is like, oh, we're getting towards this, or we're getting towards something when it's like nothing's fucking happening. But it's just like I'm still like enjoying it because it's like it's Marvel and shit like that.
Yeah.
Especially with She-Hulk, low key. It's weird because this might be like quality wise the worst show, but it's probably my favorite. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Like it's not a good, like objectively not a good show, but I love it due to like where it's gonna go and like, you know what I mean? And like the story of it, of what's going on. But like these past 2 episodes, they've been like 20 minutes, 30 minutes. And it's like,
That's the problem to me.
They're
too
short.
and it's like, you should have just made this shit a movie, to be
Or
honest.
give us hour episodes. You gave us fucking hour episodes of Hawkeye. That wasn't necessary.
That was not necessary.
Yeah.
But maybe it costs more because CGI.
Facts. You got the Hulk in Hulk form.
Maybe it's a
An
shorter
entire
story
episode.
they're telling, too.
Maybe
Maybe.
you're trying to do what you're asking. Like you're trying to get to it. You're like, let's just
Yeah.
Yeah, they should
knock
have.
these episodes
Yeah.
out, and then let's get a Disney Plus only movie. That's what's gonna end up happening. Just like the Defenders,
Yeah.
it's gonna be a Disney Plus only event.
Mm-hmm.
That's what an investor from an investor podcast. He was like, we don't even. He's like, y'all don't understand that we haven't even seen what Disney Plus actually is going to be yet. Like
Oh,
they're
yeah.
still giving us like content that's already been built off of.
Right.
So like we're rewatching stuff that you like, or like shorts of stuff that is already popular. But when they start making like actual, like the Marvel shows are Marvel, like, but they're Marvel TV
Yeah, it's
shows.
gonna
They're not
keep
like a
people
Disney
coming.
Plus TV
Right.
show.
Mm-hmm.
Like when they really start like going into high gear, like you're gonna really start seeing some content get pushed out. Because I just saw that they put Blackish on Disney Plus. They put
Yeah, because
the
they
Orville show.
own Fox.
They put the Orville show on there, so I was like, "Oh, you're doing crossover stuff too," which is smart.
And I think that's because people were complaining because I think Deadpool got on there too.
Oh shit.
They were talking about like why don't they have
Because they want you to buy
adult
Hulu.
Disney?
Well, they switched
Oh,
that
yeah.
once Deadpool came.
Yeah.
You know they made us re-sign back in. Did they make y'all do that? Like you got to re-sign back in.
Yeah, like a few weeks ago.
To
Yeah.
verify.
Because we're putting rated R stuff on. Because now the Wolverine's on there.
Yeah. Is
Any
Logan
rated
on
R.
there?
Logan.
Yeah, Logan's on there. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I watched the She-Hulk, and that got me like hyped for the next one. And it's just like I'm just like kind of upset that it's like 30 minutes long. I'm
Yeah.
like, God damn it, this happened again because that happened last episode.
Yeah, that's why we were talking about HBO Max,
What about it? What about it?
House of the Dragon. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, continue the thought. I was like,
That we're just gonna wait to like
Oh, it's all out.
until at least a couple episodes, at least 3, because we know we're gonna binge watch and we're gonna be pissed if we can't like get to the next episode.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, because this shit, I'm just like eager to get to the next She-Hulk episode. Because this shit is important to me. Because I've been waiting for Hulk shit to go on.
I think you'll like it. The reason why I like these shows, I think if you go back and rewatch it, you'll be like, oh, I really do like this show. Because then it becomes like an 8-hour movie. Because then you can just watch
If you just
Yeah,
watch the
all
whole
of them at
thing.
the same time.
Because when I went back and rewatched Moon Knight, I was like, it was good before, but this was like one 8-hour Oscar Isaac movie.
Yeah.
You did that with Mandalorian too,
Yes, went back and rewatched.
Yeah, Mandalorian
all
is the
that.
like
shit.
all the way through. You didn't
But
have to like
Mandalorian's
stop.
also an hour-long episode.
Very true.
So it's
True.
like you get
Very
what you
true.
want each week,
Very
week by
true.
week.
Very true.
And so is
You're satiated.
Moon Knight. Hour-long episodes.
Very true.
So it's like, but we're getting 20 to 30-minute episodes for She-Hulk.
I
Yeah.
think it
And
has
there's
to
gonna
be
be-
building up to bigger something.
There's gonna be like probably 6 episodes, I would
Yeah.
guess, or like 8 episodes, and like that's like a 2-hour, 2.5-hour She-Hulk movie. If you were to
Yeah.
just make it, condense it into a movie, maybe cut some parts out.
Maybe they're setting up for like the Marvels. You know.
Well, everybody
But
has to
that's what
show
I'm
up
saying.
now,
That's
yeah.
what I'm
Right.
saying. That's what I don't like is that all of this Marvel shit is only setup. It's like, give me something in this. Mm-hmm. That's what I want from, because that's what the Marvel movies used to be.
Yeah. Well, I think
Because
maybe
we had like 2 setup movies in like 10 years of Marvel, in the first 10 years of Marvel. We had Age of Ultron, which was the worst one, and so was Thor: The Dark World, was also a setup
and I
one.
think they're doing that because remember how Captain Marvel was when we first seen her. It was like
we were not happy about Captain Marvel.
okay.
So
So-
it was hard to tell whether Captain Marvel hate was sexism or true. Just this isn't a great movie.
No, my dad was watching it earlier today, and I like peeked in and I watched like a couple minutes of it. I'm like, yeah, this shit's just not good. It's just
Yeah.
it doesn't. They just didn't do it right, and they were trying too hard. Like literally in my head, I was like, I remember them trying too hard to make it like 90s, / feminism movie. Because like literally she was on the phone and then you see like this wide shot and there's like a Smashing Pumpkins poster, like posters like plastered all over the wall because she's in the middle of the street. And I'm just like, there's no point to that wide shot except saying, remember, this is in the 90s. And it's like,
Good point.
it's probably because out there in the middle of nowhere, it looks exactly the fucking same.
But she was in. where
She was in
at?
LA.
LA, yeah. So she was in like the prime pop culture hub of the 90s. Next to New York, LA was like.
Yeah, that's true.
but it's just like that movie that was trying so
they
hard.
tried super hard.
Yeah.
And it's just like
I
we
like
can tell.
the effects on Nick Cage though. How he looked young and it looked very
Yeah, that was
normal.
cool.
It looked very okay.
Yeah, he looked like Samuel Jackson and Triple X.
Yes, he did. He did.
little bit.
That was good. Yes, he did.
And
Or like what he like when he was in Jumper.
yeah. Was he wearing an eye patch in that too?
I think he was.
And Jumper?
No, he had. I think he had like a gray eye though, or something like
He
that.
had something was up with his face.
Yeah.
I remember.
He had like a scar or something like that.
Yeah. I remember saying, damn, I saw Jumper in theaters
Yeah, I did too.
with my dad.
I saw Jumper in theater too. I was like,
That
this
was like-
movie is amazing.
Because I remember as a
This is a
kid,
dream come true.
I remember as a kid, I was like, that's what I wish my power was.
Period.
Like
Every time.
If you could have a superpower, what would it be, Amanda?
Teleportation.
Wasn't there there's like a psychological test question where it's like if you could be invisible or if you could fly or some shit or teleport? That's like a Rorschach type, not Rorschach. It's like a personality test.
Yeah.
I could see how
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
It's like you could be
Like
invisible.
the treehouse person
Yeah.
test.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're a certain type of person chooses invisibility and a certain type of person chooses teleportation. I think the other one is, or they can
And telepathy.
Is it telepathy? It might be telepathy.
Telepathy.
But speaking of all this in Marvel and shit, I've recently found out about this app called Marvel Unlimited
Mm-hmm.
with all the Marvel comics, digital comic books. I've been all over it, Menda.
I used to be subscribed.
Yeah.
I'm on that. I'm on a 7-day free trial right now, and I logged into the Disney Plus login so I can get like rewards like for each comic book I finish. So every time I take a shit, just knock out a whole issue, just read an entire comic book. They're like 25 pages, so I take like 10-minute, 15-minute shits. So it's like I'm just sitting there, just like, I've been reading the Incredible Hulk, the original one.
That's why you're so invested in She-Hulk.
Because I watched it, because I remember last week I said that the She-Hulk is like really giving me like comic book vibes, like the She-Hulk comic book. And then I was like, I want to read the fucking original, like the Incredible Hulk. And then I was like reading. When I started reading, I hit like this nostalgia button in me, where it was like reading comic books, and I was like, holy shit! I didn't even know I had this was like possible to have like nostalgia for comic. Obviously, it is, but it's like for me to have nostalgia with comic books, because like when I started reading, this weird like feeling came, and I was like, whoa, because I remember reading comic books when I was a little kid, like that huge collection we had with like the binder with the little superhero cards and shit, just reading comic books, random ass comic books. And me and Tatiana, we went to Samurai Comics right there. That place is the shit, Rob. Have you been there?
I've been there twice.
I just went there today, and they don't have like everything, but they have a lot of shit there.
You got the good shit.
And it's pretty fucking
Great movie
dope.
posters too.
I saw the Incredible Hulk versus the Abomination comic book, and I was like, I had this. I had this exact copy, and I was like, that's fucking crazy. And then
It's probably the same one.
I do like the fact that Abomination's in the show now. They got straight to that.
yeah, the Tim Roth, and then at the end, the Shang-Chi connection, and then
That's why we accept it. We're like, but you aren't setting us up for
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
there's gonna be we know there's gonna be a bigger connection than there was like with this past saga.
And Hulk's in space.
Yeah, and
That
he's
was
off to
great.
somewhere.
I told y'all.
That's some World War Hulk
They're
shit.
going. They didn't even skip a beat. He was
Nope.
like, "I'll be back when I'm back. You won't see me." When he
'Cause-
was like, "You probably won't see me for a while." I was like, "Oh, you aren't gonna see him for the
But
rest of the show."
Hulk, but isn't World War Hulk turns evil, right?
Not evil.
Because they banish him.
He's upset because you killed my wife.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he
he's the
has a
king-
son too.
He's the king
Or
of
ch-
Stakar.
Yeah.
And he's with Korg and shit. He gets the gang together. With Meek, my
I
friend
was
Meek.
listening. They were trying to say that
Damn,
I guess
World War
there's
Hulk.
something called gay baiting, and that's where
Oh.
like movie
kidding.
people like movie studios, they say like, oh, this is gonna be so like basically gay friendly, or like there's gonna be a lot of gay stuff, and they said that Thor: Love and Thunder gay baited, and I was like, did y'all actually watch the movie? There was so much gay shit in there.
Yeah, when people say that, like literally, because I don't want to say I noticed it, but
It's blatant.
I just didn't even think anything of it. I didn't really care to
Korg's gay.
like.
So, what's her name?
But to me, it's just like I didn't even get it. Like Korg's gay, I was just like, oh, that's just what their species does.
Exactly.
Like, I
Yeah,
didn't
that's
even,
what Rob. I was like, he's
I
like,
didn't
no,
even-
on their planet there is no females.
Yeah, like
So of course they have to be together.
yeah, when they were saying shit like, oh, the Korg being gay scene, I'm just like, you guys took it like that. I was like, you guys are making it like you guys aren't watching the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's what his species like. I'm viewing it as the characters,
Right.
not like
yeah.
like
Right.
just watch the movie.
Like
and the
Wonder
But you know,
Woman.
but you have to give those. I think they're mad at the Russo saying there's going to be gay people in it, but I'm like, yeah, but there's
What is, like-
I kind of put myself in a conservative mindset when they say that, because I'm like, if I was like a conservative dad, I'd be like, why am making Korg gay?
Mm-hmm.
Some conservative dad is like, I don't like that. I don't like that the girl
Yeah.
likes girls, because she's not hiding any of that stuff. She's
Yeah.
like, she's like pansexual. I think she just likes
But
whoever
yeah,
is
but because
around.
for me, it's like when I saw that when I was watching Thor: Love and Thunder, I just kind of didn't care
Yeah.
because that had nothing to do with this. So I was just like, it didn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't overbearing.
Nope.
It was plain. It was like out there in the open, but it wasn't like
They made it feel normal.
yeah.
They made it feel very like
I don't think it was like an issue of like being like, oh, they were putting this in there. It's just like,
No.
no, that's what the characters are. Like,
Yeah.
people don't know. These characters were already written
Right.
like 50, 60
that's
years
my
ago.
problem.
Exactly.
Thank you, Nate.
Like,
Exactly.
These people didn't create these characters. These characters were gay like this
60, 70 years ago.
This is why Marvel has always been ahead of its time.
It's
Right.
like Stan Lee and Jack Kirby were sitting there, made Black Panther during the fucking civil rights movement.
He made Magneto and Charles Xavier.
It's like, what? How do you like? But the thing is, they got the same backlash too. So
yeah.
because there was that time where Marvel comic books had a decline,
Yeah.
Big decline.
but now
People were banning books and burning books and
They were like, you can't
Doing
teach.
all
They were
kinds of
like,
shit.
it wasn't vulgar. They said it didn't uphold American core values.
but that's
Yeah.
what they're doing now. You were talking about that earlier.
But that's the thing for me. It's like when I see, what people are having an issue with, or just kind of like an issue, I guess you could say. It's like, I don't really care. Like, why is it affecting anybody this much? If you want us to accept it, why are you like thinking about it that much? For real, like, I get it, like representation, but let them be represented.
First of all, they're fucking aliens.
It's
Like
not- it's not
they're
like they're-
from different
It would be-
planets,
I would
different
have-
creatures.
I would have a problem if they were forcing Thor to be gay.
Yeah.
Because, like, that's not who Thor is.
Exactly.
Like, that's not his character
Exactly.
from the comic books
From
that they're
ever at all.
adapting.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like, but Korg, his species, that, like, from the planet he's from and everything, that's how they reproduce.
Right.
And that's Valkyrie's character, And,
Exactly.
like,
Of course, she's gonna be pansexual. She's like
Right.
2,000 years old.
And the same with the Amazons and Wonder Woman. Like, they're just there. Wonder Woman was a gift given to them. Like, they're not lesbians. I mean, you could argue that.
They are lesbians.
no, they're for sure lesbians.
They're lesbians. They actually.
They're hella
You know
strong.
what's funny that you brought that up? I looked it up.
Is that where the
like a
term
week-
comes from?
And the Valkyrie, too,
Yes.
because they were all women.
Mm-hmm.
Gay. But,
Lesbos.
you know what I mean? It's that
That's cool.
you're
though.
telling of a story of why they have this child. This is the only child.
And the
on the
thing about
island.
people saying it being like blatant, for me, me personally, I didn't receive it that blatant of like it's gay.
No, I think the gay people were mad because they were like, that's not gay enough. Essentially,
Oh, okay.
they were like,
I don't know what that means.
They were like, they're like, it wasn't gay. That wasn't what it was. I'm like, but it very much.
Then
so
I think
was.
they caught a healthy middle. Then
Yes.
if it's not gay enough, but it's gay, that's perfect.
It
Exactly.
was so normal. It was so like Korg has to mate with a man to have a baby.
Right.
And Korg, I think it's also because Korg is like my favorite character. He's like,
Alright,
but
guys.
he's like super, like way more badass in the comics. But
And we also watched Free Guy with Taika
with
Waititi.
Taika Waititi in it. I didn't watch that for like obvious reasons. I feel like, but I'm not a fan. I don't like Ryan Reynolds. I can't watch a movie with him. There's no way.
Okay, I'm not even.
You just stumped him.
Ever since like Deadpool 2, I was like, I'm okay now. I'm done.
I think
Because like Deadpool 2 was the last movie where I enjoyed with him in it.
Deadpool is Ryan Reynolds, just like.
but Six Underground was good.
Yeah, that was. This is more.
But
like
but
that
my point
tone
is
version.
Ryan Reynolds. He's just Ryan Reynolds in every movie.
Yeah.
I don't like it. Act. Give me an acting role every other year. You know what I mean?
I
'Cause
mean,
he's in
Matthew
1,000
McConaughey
movies.
does the same thing.
But he does like acting role movies. Like he does like Killer Joe and he does like The Beach Bum and.
Yeah, but I think Ryan Reynolds did all of that in the beginning of his career.
But he doesn't do it anymore. Is my
Yeah,
problem.
he don't have to.
Then that's why I
He's
don't-
married to Blake Lively.
But that's why I don't fuck with him.
He
Linda.
has children by her.
You know that nigga, fuck you.
They're like Meta. I know. But
And he doesn't have to do anything for the
Free
rest
Guy
of his
is
life.
less more. He is acting more in this one. He's not as Ryan.
because I know
Reynolds-y.
he can act is my problem.
Yeah.
But the fact that he doesn't is.
You know, I watch Gray Man because I keep thinking that every time Ryan Reynolds, Ryan Gosling, and Chris Evans are basically like they should all be like at least cousins. They should all have like
Yeah.
a family who are related because they're just so similar to me.
in a
Gray
way. Yeah.
Man, I see what you were saying. I did like a lot of the shots they tried though, like
Those-
the spy shots where it was like there was a shot where Ryan Gosling was on a train and I almost missed him walking past the camera. I was like, oh shit, that was like a very like spy shot, or like the shots from the door, like how they open the door and it's like it just felt very like I'm in there with you, like I'm doing this CIA shit.
All right, you're
That's-
I liked a
007.
lot of the shots that they did.
Yeah.
I do see what you mean. I was like, Chris Evans is just like the opposite of Captain America. He's still funny, but he's just a douchebag now.
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't like the writing at all. Some of the set pieces were cool.
For Gray Man?
Yeah, like the New Year's Eve thing that they did. That was like a cool sequence. There was like parts of it where I was like,
The
oh, that
train
was
sequence
interesting.
in the Czech Republic was good.
There was like 1,000 title cards because they were going from like city to city.
Oh.
And I'm like, God
That
damn.
is true. I didn't
Chill
even
out.
think about that. Yeah.
At one point, I was like, we're like 30 minutes in and we've been to like 50 places.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I get it. You're trying to make a globe-trotting spy movie, but like what?
get it.
Why are you changing? Is changing places a part of the story? It's like you don't have. Do you have to change part? Like you could have written. Like you guys wrote this. Do we need this many locations? Like we get it. It's a lot of spy movies are like globe-trotting, but it's like different. We're in the Czech Republic. We're in Paris. We're in Europe. We're in Beijing. It's like, all right.
They only stayed in one spot in the Expendables. They just stayed in South America.
Yeah, there's. And which one?
The first one.
The first one.
They didn't globetrot to. I know they were on a plane a lot.
They-
That's what throws me off.
They went from like place to place. They were in at least 2 or 3.
Yeah, because the
Because I
opening
remember
scene,
this- yeah, I
the
remember-
boat.
I remember the second one. They were in like some kind of maybe in South America as well. I don't remember. I
It
haven't
says
seen-
South America Island.
for the first one. But yeah, with the Gray Man, there was some cool parts, but like as a whole, I was just like this like.
It's a good action movie. I liked it.
It was
a
a-
lot
it
of
was
fighting,
okay, yeah.
A lot of shooting, a lot of blowing stuff up.
It seemed like just like if you want to be entertained, if you want like
Yes,
just to throw
exactly.
something on.
Billy Bob showed up real quick. I was like, oh shit, Billy Bob.
Yeah, some of the like that opening, the opening credits. I was like when I started, I was like, oh, this might be fucking good because the opening credits, and then like the movie went on with Ryan. I fuck with Ryan Gosling, so I was like,
Hard.
okay, we're getting nothing but Ryan Gosling
Yeah.
first 20 minutes. I'm like, I'm in here, and then fucking Chris Evans showed up. I'm like, all right, but then like I just didn't fuck with the like a lot of the comedic relief. I'm like, or comic relief.
It was all up and through there from both characters.
And I'm like, oh, like once it started to keep going throughout the movie, I'm like,
We get it. We get it. You're funny.
It was like if John Wick had a sense of humor.
But it's like the Russo brothers are doing it. They're doing like Marvel like
Exact. I was just gonna say that. I was just gonna say
where it's like a serious situation, but someone cracks a joke. It's like they're stealing Tony Stark's like personality. And that's what every Marvel character is turning into now in all the movies and shows, where it's like a serious situation, like someone like says something ironic or whatever, sarcastic. When it's like, that's Tony's, like Robert Downey Jr. was so good that now every director is trying to write, you know, their character to be more funny, so be more likable. When it's like, there's some characters who are like not likable in the Marvel universe, and that's okay.
I think because people are making them synonymous with the character.
Like,
you know what I mean?
Like, what do you mean?
Like, they're Tony Stark and Robert Downey Jr. are one person.
Yeah.
You can't like separate the two.
Yeah, he's forever.
So a lot of people are like, "Oh, I'm not gonna do this role because the perception is gonna be I am this."
Which by this point, it's too late for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Like for Chris Evans, for a lot, like we know Chris Evans movies, but for a lot of people, that's Captain America.
Even when he was running in The Gray Man, he looked super when he was running because he's so in shape and so like
And with Chris Hemsworth, forever gonna be Thor. I know Chris Hemsworth movies.
Yeah.
But that for a lot of people, world renowned, that's Thor.
Same thing with like Daniel Radcliffe. Like you're gonna be Harry Potter.
He's done.
Even though Horns was a great movie.
Horns.
It was like a. What would you consider Horns?
Sounds like a horror movie.
It's
the one with the where he had the
like Tuscan, like Hereditary. It's up in that like.
Have you seen it, Minna?
I think so.
I've never seen a.
Daniel Radcliffe.
I see him like filing and breaking.
Yeah, he's like a. It's the movie starts out. This is not going to spoil. The movie starts out as he wakes up in the forest and he has horns on his head, and they think that he killed his girlfriend. And then everybody's like, "Well, that's why you have the horns, because you killed your girlfriend." And then that's kind of just how the movie unfolds.
When did that come out?
2013.
And what was the other one he had?
It's a comedy horror.
Where he had the guns strapped to his hand. Yeah.
Guns Akimbo.
Guns Akimbo, yeah.
That was good.
I've never seen that one. I've seen the poster where he has the two guns, but I never watched that. The only one I've seen is maybe like Swiss Army Man. There's the only other Daniel Radcliffe movie.
What is it? The Lady in Black?
I heard
he was in Now You See Me Too.
Yeah.
Never seen that.
It was good.
I heard that movie was shitty. The Lady in Black.
Yeah.
I heard that was a terrible.
Oh my god.
I heard that was
Awful.
a terrible movie.
Awful.
We bought that shit on Blu-ray.
Yeah, we were like,
I
this is
think
gonna
you
be
guys were the ones
so
that told me
fucking
this.
good, and then it was trash. And then they came out with the 2.
With Daniel Radcliffe?
No.
All right, that's where you fuck up. I hate when there's like sequels and you don't have.
Yeah,
like,
try again.
You don't have a.
Just do something different.
The main character is not the same actor. Like Batista being in Escape Plan 3. What?
You just keep the same name. They're like, nobody's gonna give a shit. It's like, yeah, but
the only person who could do that is Don Cheadle.
They also talked about it in She-Hulk. They brought up that he was like, I was a completely different person back then, literally. I thought that was kind of funny.
No,
like,
it's
they
funny.
finally said it. Somebody, the entire time he's been the Hulk, he has never they've never made the joke about him.
They only mention like the Abomination fight. Well, obviously Tim Roth is in the show now, but like before the She-Hulk series, they've only mentioned fighting in Harlem.
Yes, they only ever mentioned Harlem,
but they never mentioned him.
Right.
Like, but like going back to World War Hulk, going back to She-Hulk in general. World War Hulk. I'm trying to remember it. He goes to Stakar, or he gets banished to Stakar, right?
From Earth.
From Earth to Stakar. Is the king there? There's nothing but monsters on Stakar. And or they make him a slave and then a gladiator, and then he dominates and he's the king. He has a queen. I forgot her name. Kiara?
Yeah, Kiara,
Some-
Kara, or something like that.
Some name like that. But he has like a gang though.
But she's stronger than him.
It's like Meek.
On that planet, she hits him with like a fucking like a underarm, hits him in the underarm. He just.
But
drops.
why they're going towards World War Hulk is because Black Bolts might do it. Inhumans.
You know, the Illuminati's a thing now.
The Illuminati, the Fantastic Four.
But they already. The thing is, they already kind of.
You know who else is in World War Hulk? Iron Fist.
He is.
He's in there.
They might bring back Danny Rand.
There's a lot of people in
show up.
There's a lot of people in World War Hulk.
World War Hulk, he comes back and basically kills like half the Avengers.
Jeez.
He comes back and he just ravages.
Yeah,
because
because he's just like, you guys banished me, and he's like,
it's because what happened. He got banished, and the ship that they sent him on. The ship is like just there after he lands and he has his kids and all of that. They had no idea that the ship had a malfunction and it ends up exploding. And since it was a ship
and it destroys Stakar.
It destroys the entire. It makes it completely barren. Like destroys the entire all life on that planet. So they think. So the only people who exist or are left are Meek.
Korg.
His species is left. Korg's species on Stakar, and then
Hulk.
his son is left because Hulk leaves. So his son, they already confirmed that Scar is coming. His son is going to come. Maybe that's why they called him back.
Right.
And then he comes back to Earth
And starts
and is like,
shit
like, I remember in the comics he was like, he told all of New York, he's like, you guys got like a day to evacuate. He's like, if you like whoever's still here, I'm fucking you up. And
That's real. That's real. That's real shit.
Yeah, and he's like, he was name calling. He was like, I want Reed Richards, I want Tony Stark, he was like name dropping. I need Stephen Strange. He was like, y'all better pull up,
right?
Or I'm fucking everybody up. That's World War Hulk.
Because all I have to do is jump in the air and come back down and punch the ground.
Yeah.
And New York is done. So
Because I think
please.
that gives him like the humanistic like family he always wanted.
Yeah.
That he thought he could never have, and then it just gets taken.
Because
away
in
from
the
him.
movie, I just watched The Incredible Hulk, the Edward Norton one. I just watched that.
Where?
2 days ago. It's on HBO Max.
Is it?
Yeah.
I googled that like 7 times since we had HBO.
They might have just put it on.
They probably did just put it on there.
But me and my brother watched it, and there was that scene where he, like you were saying, he always wanted a family. There was that scene where he was trying to have sex, but he can't because his heart rate's going to go up. He was like, I can't. I'll get too excited.
He's like, you're like, I get it. It's Liv Tyler. Duh.
I'll get that shit just staring at it.
Breathe on me.
but yeah, I am excited. They better do something in this next episode. Where's Hulk going? Give me that Shang-Chi stuff, because it takes place right after Moon Knight, She-Hulk. I remember seeing the timeline. It's like right after Moon Knight, but it's like before. It's like during Shang-Chi apparently.
Because the breakout. Because they're like, oh, he escaped. When he breaks out, that's supposed to be the fight where he goes and fights in the secret ring.
Yeah, because he escaped. Tim Roth escaped. And then they on the news thing they said, oh, he created a secret fight club. And then it shows that scene from Shang-Chi that where you see where he's actually there.
Right.
Because when you watch Shang-Chi,
You're super excited. You're like,
that was Abomination. And then, damn, that.
But his sister's
Wong,
running it.
Wong was there.
But Wong is going to have to show up in this next episode, most likely. It's going to be like, we saw you there. We know who you are. I think that's why I like the shows now, because now there's no longer, like, the Avengers are such a staple now. It's almost annoying to people. Now she's like, I don't want to be an Avenger. Everybody's like, this shit is a burden. This shit is like post snap. They seem like it's a burden instead of it being fun, or like the boy band getting back together. That's what you always felt before in like Avengers 1 and 2. You're like, oh, the band's getting back together.
Yeah.
Right now it's like, dude, I don't know. All of them don't want to be Avengers. You're like, dude, Shang-Chi is like, my dad was just a dick, dude. Like,
yeah.
Now all of a sudden I have to be I'm the Avenger now.
Right.
And I hope him and Danny Rand do meet each other, because that's that whole...
The Iron Fist.
That whole lore is its own thing,
It
all
completes.
in its own.
Right.
Like the whole...
Yeah,
the
thank God I got
dimensions
this
of heaven.
fucking Marvel Unlimited.
Yeah, that's going to tell you. Because there's dimensions of... There's like 7 dimensions of heaven that he's from. Kung Lao, and then whatever city, what's her name's mom is from. They're like a whole... They have unlimited content to like...
There's
Pull
so
from.
much you can do.
Yeah.
This
And
has
then,
to be... This has
but
to
also
happen now.
with the She-Hulk, there's so many things they could bring in.
Yeah.
There's-
Because
because
a
she's
better
also
Hulk.
in World War Hulk.
Yeah.
Because she's the one to come help. Spider-Man's in World War Hulk.
Because she's the only one that can technically still go toe-to-toe with him. But
Right.
even when I'm telling you, World War Hulk, I don't know if they can do it because they kind of already did the whole...
They already
like,
did Ragnarok.
He left. He fought the big bad. He did the whole thing. His son
They
might
did.
have to be...
They did Stakar already. Like, you know.
Yeah. But Sakar's not done because they mentioned it again. I'm pretty sure, didn't they say something about it in Thor Ragnarok? Not Ragnarok.
Love and Thunder.
No, Love and Thunder. I'm pretty sure they mentioned
I gotta
Sakaar
rewatch that. That's coming on Disney Plus.
next week.
I gotta rewatch it.
Mm-hmm.
Cause I'm like, what I've been telling everybody about this Marvel Unlimited app. Like, I was like, do you guys not realize how great this is? Like, every Marvel comic, every graphic novel, every series, it's like
A versus X, World War Hulk, some of
Everything.
the best story arcs you will ever.
Secret Invasion.
So, I think that might be where they might be going with the Hulk too. They could go World War Hulk, or they could be like, "Hey man, there's some shit going out here, Bruce,
Right.
And Nick needs your help real quick
They
because
might-
he's on the ship."
Right.
And Nick is just like,
I gotta reread all this shit because
He's still out there somewhere. So
Yeah,
is
he's chilling.
Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel's out there putting in work.
because you have to put Hulk with the people he's on par with as far as power goes.
Mm-hmm.
And knowledge.
Exactly. He's them.
He's been around
You
a
can leave
minute.
Jennifer here. She can do Hulk stuff on planet Earth. We need a universal nigga.
Mm-hmm.
The one
And
that we know.
that's what he's about to be doing on that spaceship. He's like, I'll be back.
And now
Gone.
he's a smart Hulk.
Yeah,
They're
Professor Hulk.
trying to probably play him leaving the planet thing again, like in a positive manner. Like, I'm gonna go out there and help these people.
Because when did they send him away in the spaceship? Before Ragnarok, remember?
he didn't get sent away, remember he sent himself.
He sent himself
Oh
away.
yeah. But when was what movie
That
was?
was Ultron, Age of Ultron.
Mm-hmm.
Battery just died.
Damn it!
That's cool.
Peace out, Rob.
Yeah. Thank God. Not thank God, but it makes editing way easier.
Oh, okay. Yeah. There's
Age
a
of
lot you can do.
Ultron.
That's why I said earlier in the episode, this podcast episode, that's why I care so much about this She-Hulk, because this is almost like a cornerstone of like this could branch off to anything else. This is a big part of where the entire MCU is gonna go.
Also, because with Sakaar, you don't know how time is relative to Earth.
Right.
Because-
It could have been
Interstellar shit.
It could have been 200 years. Remember, because that's what the Grandmaster said. He was like, on any other planet, I'm like millions of years old. But here, he just giggles.
He just stopped. He just like
He just like giggles. He's just like, time is basically irrelevant here.
Yeah. At that point.
so when Hulk is there and he's King Hulk and he has his family,
Yeah.
who knows how long this has been like
Yeah. His reign has.
his life.
Where are we at?
49.
God damn it! I was hoping we were over an hour, but we can get it. I don't want to. I want to keep going, but we have to get to Sylvester. Do we have to get to Sylvester Stallone?
I tried to get us back, but
We don't really have to. I want to keep talking Marvel.
yeah,
If I'm being
that's fine.
if I'm being honest.
Always have Patreon.
I was just about to say that we could make a whole Patreon for Marvel. That could be like the focus of the Patreon instead of watch along and stuff.
We could.
Instead of forcing people to listen. Most people don't seem to be Marvel. I think people watch the movies and stuff because we talk about it with fervor. Most people said they weren't into it until we started talking about it.
Because we're going into September, October, November, 2 more months until we get Wakanda Forever.
Exactly.
Which...
Everybody just take a deep breath.
That fucking... Bruh. That
You're
trailer...
gonna start crying the minute you sit down. The movie,
Oh, yeah.
The minute you see the Marvel thing roll, somebody's gonna start crying. You're just gonna start crying.
Me and her, this was a while ago, me and Tatiana, we went to Zia.
Mm-hmm.
You know how they play movies at Zia on the TV just on silent?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They had Black Panther playing on the TV, and it was the part where he was in that realm with his dad. And literally, we were in line to check out.
Did y'all tear up?
I was like, Tatiana, play Black Panther.
And he's on an ancestral plane.
And I was like, I was literally about to cry.
You about to cry right now.
Tears.
A tear fell.
I actually cried?
It did.
I don't remember
It
that.
did.
He's like, I blacked out. I blacked out. I don't
You was trying
remember.
to thug it out. You was like, I gotta thug this shit out real quick.
I was like, R.I.P. Chadwick.
Yeah.
Not the ancestral plane singing. That gets you every single time.
Anytime. That's God. Because that movie is so good.
People talk about that. They're like, the impact of a movie when you have a trailer and there were maybe 3 sentences in the Wakanda Forever trailer, and people are like, damn, like we're in tears just from the music and the shots that we see.
Yeah, that shit.
He's gonna be in his bag this time. Ryan
Coogler.
He's gonna really, he's gonna put on a show.
Oh, yeah. And every single person in that movie that was in the first one will, too.
Yeah. Except Daniel Kaluuya is not going to be in it. He couldn't be in it because he was in Nope.
Doing Nope, yeah.
It makes sense, though, because it's like, yeah, that nigga still we got this nigga in jail still because he betrayed us. Mm-hmm. That would make a lot of sense.
Yeah, he was along with Killmonger.
Yeah.
Fake ass bitch.
Yeah, I'm about to say, you didn't kill him. Like, bitch, my job ain't to, I'm not an assassin. I'm a king, nigga. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Why don't you go? Why don't you go get him?
Border trial?
Right.
Why don't you take why don't you hold out your ass over there and do it yourself, motherfucker? What's wrong with you?
Oh, my gosh.
You let this nigga in our borders. Now he killed me. What the fuck?
Yeah, and he was the one, he was low-key, like, encouraging Killmonger.
And that's your wife's boss. You wild. You wild, Daniel Kaluuya. I actually didn't like him in that movie because of that.
I remember seeing him, I was like, he's got a vibe to him. I'm like...
Daniel Kaluuya just had it on him. You're like, oh, you're playing your role already.
Like, you're fucking, something's coming up.
I feel a hateration off of you already.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'm excited for all... Like, reading all these comics. Maybe that's why they did it, because this came out, the Marvel, the digital comic book app came out a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
But
it wasn't as good as it is now, though.
But I don't know how I think I was just looking it up, like just comic books in general, and I think I came on like the Marvel website and it said read the digital comic book, and I was like fuck it, I clicked on it and it sent me to the app. But seeing like Fantastic Four, seeing X-Men, seeing Spider-Man, all the Wolverine comic books, the Incredible Hulk ones, the She-Hulk ones, I'm like, damn, I gotta reread all of these.
I like it too because then you can maybe like your favorite ones, you can actually go and buy the hard copy. Go Google and be like, I'm gonna buy the hard copy.
It's like
streaming.
When we went to Samurai Comics, I saw the Daredevil ones, and I was like, I had this, like the original. I was like, because you know how they make the booklets where it's like the first six, like the first 6 issues, and you could just read all 6 in one like novel. They had that, and I was like, I remember having this exact book.
I buy comics now because there were no comic book stores in my neighborhood. We had to drive like at least 35, 40 minutes to get to one.
I went to.
So I buy them I don't buy them all the time. I buy them now because I'm like, dude, fuck you. I can't get to buy these.
Yeah, like a lot of the ones with my favorite like covers, I'll go out and buy because they're like $2, $3, like $5 at the most.
I'll buy a variant cover every once in a while if I really like.
I went on the Marvel Unlimited app and I found the Amazing Spider-Man blackout cover.
The one you were talking about?
Yeah, the 9/11 one where it's just all black and it says The Amazing Spider-Man. I found it on there and I was like, fucking Titi.
You should. I remember reading that. I think the same way y'all read it. Like it was somewhere like on a stand somewhere. Like it was just.
We bought it, or he got it from Fry's.
Yeah, I remember reading that. No, you know what? It wasn't that. I read a DC version of that. There was a DC version of the 9/11 where Superman and Wonder Woman are doing like the cleanup afterwards. They were like,
that's basically what the Spider-Man one was.
I remember I remember Superman saying was like, "Where was I when this happened?" Type. I remember that like stuck with me.
Yeah, on the Spider-Man one, he was like some shit like only someone who's like twisted, like who's not right in the head would do something this evil. They were like
they were pushing it.
Yeah.
They were letting you. Marvel and DC was letting you, but they were. I think both of those companies are like
pro-America.
Yeah, they were started by veterans.
Fuck yeah, Amanda.
Yeah, they were started by veterans. Like both of those companies are very like nigga, like, we love
when
America.
you read the comic books, they're like, no one could get past the U.S. mighty missiles. Like they're describing the U.S. government like pro-USA.
Yeah,
because it's pro-USA around here, Menda.
You know what the fuck it is? We're pro-USA.
And you watched Maverick, Top Gun Maverick again?
Hell yeah, I did.
I was like,
because Dad bought it on Amazon. Right when it came out, he was like, "Look what I watched," and I'm like, "Oh shit!" And then he was at the part where Tom Cruise does the shit by himself. He was like, "Boom, boom, boom 114."
Yeah, fucking got it.
He was like, "Get me back in this. I promise you will do it."
Right.
And then
they're like, "You can't do this." Shit.
I'm not a
Right.
teacher. I'm supposed to be out there.
And then I watched it with him up to the point where he chooses Rooster to be his co-pilot. I'm like, God damn.
What if they give us like a Mission Impossible Top Gun style crossover where he is a spy but he can also fly jets? Because you've never seen him do both in both movies.
I don't know.
What if you gave us a Top Gun 3 where you're like, let's get him
A
out
Top
of the plane?
Gun.
Because it would just be Tom. It would just be Tom
The
Cruise.
closest we got was when he was in wherever he was, the enemy's territory, and his plane was down. I was like, remember when he was like, he started running.
I literally leaned over to Menda and was like, this just turned into Mission Impossible.
Yep.
The minute he was out of the jet, it was Mission Impossible, and I said, I want this really bad to go how I think it's going to go.
Especially since they showed the Mission Impossible trailer before the movie.
Exactly.
Before
we're like, this is
out that jet, and Jim was like,
letting it bang.
Damn, that would have been too much America in one movie. You would have had to stand up in a movie theater and be like, fuck yeah! You just sit back down.
I think I felt that in Top Gun Maverick, where I was like, I was about to I was like, oh fuck, and I was like, I was about to be like, you guys don't know what just happened.
You have no idea.
Yeah, because that movie, before it came out, I was like, it'll be something I'll see. I wasn't expecting it to be like,
I gotta see it to see it.
And then I watched it, literally, because I watched it with Mom and Dad. And I was like, This movie is like, once it started, I was like, okay, they're getting the Tony Scott original
Yep.
opening credits scene.
Yep.
Once that started playing, I was like, okay, they're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And then like it showed Tom Cruise doing the motorcycle, whatever, and then he does the 10 Gs, and I'm like, okay, because that scene got me. Like,
got you jacked. You're
I
like,
was like, okay.
Those were the longest. Like watching that point go from point 8 to point 9 were like the longest seconds of
Yeah.
You know how, but like
Yeah.
that's so effective. That's such effective editing, where you're just you're watching, like objectively, like you have no feeling in it. All you're watching is a number go up, just a beat.
And you're sitting here like, come.
You're like, come on, like
Don't blow up. Don't fucking blow up. Don't crash. Don't slow down. Fucking do it.
right.
And then once it hits 10, you're like, yes.
But then you're like, oh, you're gonna push it, aren't you?
And then like after a while, once that feeling goes down, he's like,
All right.
10.1, and you're like, oh fuck, and then he crashes, and then it cuts to black, and you're like, we're in this bitch. And then it's just like so good. It gets you reeled in right away, and then it starts the story.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It was really a smart.
Set the tone for who he was as a character. Very like, we're back in Top Gun now. You're
Exactly.
Yeah,
back
like
with
this is how we
Exactly.
aged.
You're back with Maverick. He didn't age at all. Is what they tried to say.
No.
Yeah.
He's the same nigga that
Right.
he was in 1985.
Exactly.
He's the same exact person
Exactly. He's just 2 shades tanner.
and way
That's
more
it.
rich. Because he just. And I remember Sagalo said that he was like, you know what I was thinking about? How the fuck did he pay the tab for the entire bar the next day? He was like, that shit was crazy. He just came back.
Yeah, he
with
was
a
just
wad
like-
of cash.
There you go.
And Sagalo was like, that's what I was stuck on. How did he pay that fucking
Yeah,
tab?
I was like, it even had me stressed, and I'm like, god damn, the whole
Right.
bar.
But he lived in a fucking hangar.
Of military people. So that's what my brain was like, them niggas are going to drink some $6,000 minimum tonight worth of alcohol.
But he lived in a hangar.
He lived in.
He had-
are expensive.
He had a motorcycle
plane.
and
He
a
had his
plane.
own like F-16 or some
Yeah,
shit.
so that the fuel for the plane,
The fuel, the parts,
all of that. That's money.
He was rich. He was a single, whatever his rank is,
Captain.
and he was deployed all the fucking time.
He's a captain, yeah.
Still a captain after fucking 20 years,
Not a
bruh.
captain. Don't forget that their shit is like different. Theirs is like their
Yeah, he's-
captain is up here, like
the
a
naval,
06.
the Naval Air Force.
Yeah, their captain's like not a 03, it's like a 06.
But like for 20 years, staying the same though.
Right.
But I also thought that was very true to the like, because you know that's how that works. If he would have moved up to any other rank,
He
he
wouldn't
would
have-
have been behind a desk.
Exactly.
You have to stay
He didn't want to do that.
at this rank.
Yeah, he's
because
like,
if
no,
you
I
go
wanna be out
any-
here in the
yes,
field.
He wants to be out there like, so he's
It's-
like, yeah, I'm going to continue to not make board because I want to fly.
It's the
If
people who
I'm-
stay tech sergeant for
Yes.
15 years.
Because they don't want to fucking, I don't want to watch you little niggas. I want to work on the plane.
Mm-hmm.
But if I move up, you're going to make me do this shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I really liked his character. I was like, that's very like true to the like, I want to stay because this is where my heart is. And he showed
Right.
that the entire movie.
And then when he
was
got
like,
to the school,
this
he
is
was
mine.
like, I gotta train them? Like, I'm not gonna be a part of the team?
that
Like,
broke his heart.
He's
Yeah.
like, what the fuck?
That really, you can see his feeling getting hurt the entire movie. It's like, you're old. We don't like you. You're old. This is new.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck you. You're going on your way. I was like, y'all really trying to break this man's spirit.
And he's
done-
like, oh yeah, let's play a game real quick. He's just
Yeah.
boom, lock,
Like,
lock,
Right.
shit.
lock.
I hate when
Dead,
these them
dead,
higher ups talk to
dead.
him like that. All that shit he done for y'all, you talking to him like he's some fucking bum ass loser. Oh, you just never listen. I've blown everybody up for you. I can do what I want. Suck my dick.
like if it wasn't for Iceman, you wouldn't be here right now.
Iceman killed my partner. Iceman's
fuck?
the reason why Goose is dead. Nobody talks about that. The backwash situation was because Iceman came in front of him and fucked up all his shit.
Mm-hmm.
Iceman killed Goose.
Tell him.
Fucking Iceman. But thank you, Val Kilmer. Thank you so much for what you've done. Get well. We're praying for you because you almost made me cry in Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah.
For
The
sure.
The typing, the texting and the typing.
I
and the
was
hug.
And the hug at the end.
The whole texting thing.
Rob's not okay.
The whole texting thing, I was like, is this how they're going to do Iceman? They're not even going to have Val Kilmer in the
you
movie?
thought they was going to play you.
I was like, they're not even going to have Val Kilmer in the movie.
Then they just hit you with a gut punch.
And then, boom, he shows up, and I'm like, fucking Val Kilmer.
Because the wife answers the door, you're like,
you see all the pictures of them.
And then he shows up, and then he starts typing, and I'm like,
he has
damn.
a scarf on.
The scarf.
And I was, because at first, the first time I watched it, I was like, are they trying to hide what's going on? But then he
Nope.
starts talking, and I'm
Well,
like,
I didn't know that until you told me. He was like, oh yeah, Val Kilmer has like throat cancer.
yeah.
It's just wild.
Yeah, and then when he started talking, that's when I started tearing up. Because I watched his documentary,
Yeah,
too.
you know how hard that shit is. So for him to film, which is probably more than
He
just
probably
one
had to do
fucking
that shit
take.
like 20 times.
Right. That's
You know,
rough.
Tom Cruise was probably in that bitch crying too when he was filming.
Oh, when they were having that conversation, that was real. That was a real.
definitely-
That was a real, like we're friends. We're talking right now just on camera.
Yep. And I was, and
And
then
they were talking about acting, not piloting.
exactly. So when they hugged, I was like, shit
There's so much.
fucking got me.
I'm gonna go home and watch Top Gun.
Yeah.
Maverick.
Fuck all this. Where are we at?
Yeah, we had an hour 6. It's time to go. I might start crying.
Yeah. Fuck. We brought up Black Panther.
I might just start crying.
It's real. We're real emotional up in here.
Yeah. These movies, there's a lot connected to these movies. People don't know.
It's a new moon. That's why.
They're never just movies.
Also, your birthday is tomorrow.
Yes, it is.
Woo woo.
Give Nate a shout out if you haven't
Oh,
already.
happy birthday, Jasmine. My sister's birthday was
I'm turning
Because
22.
none of this really matters.
I'm feeling 22.